Can you guys believe it has been 3.5 years since I was first introduced to Dimash? That was when I first heard SOS, so I kind of want to hear it again. This one is 2 years later, but I think that makes no difference because the diminishing return in terms of what he's improving at this point, and it's not technical improvement, I think.
Песни «Витебск 2015» Димаш Кудайберген, Казахстан.
Look at the stadium. Like, obviously, elsewhere, his fame is on another level at this point, which is great. Doesn't bode well. I'll talk about that later. Oh my Jesus Christ. Love the design. Wow. Goosebumps. Wait, it's been 3 minutes already? Okay, 425. Wait, no, I shouldn't be this surprised considering I've heard so many of his songs already. Alright, first, where do I start? It's so perfect, right? Okay, but that's not the point. Okay, let's compare it to the first time that I heard, which was the first time that he made the appearance, which was this Chinese talent show, I believe. And yeah, camera's right here. It's this Chinese talent show, and you can tell at the time it's a very different mental state that he's in. So obviously, I'm not a vocal coach, so I'm going to speak this from a different perspective. I have an art analogy that popped into my head. In terms of technicality, because he's been training for this his entire life, he's already reached this kind of curve. So basically, there's a diminishing return. So this was probably like 2 years or a few years after that performance we saw. So in terms of technical skills, that one was also pretty perfect. This one is somehow slightly better. I don't know how that's even possible, but this one somehow slightly better. But with my analogy, as I was saying before, in terms of visual art, that first performance would be like something that you put in an entrance portfolio for an art school. Perfect technical abilities, perfect tone value, proportions, control, and all that. But lacks, relatively speaking, a level of passion and meaning and maturity in the art. So technically, the difference is relatively small. So that was and he's showing what he can do technically. This demonstration, he's no longer showing what he can do technically. That's not the point anymore. He's now using those as a tool to demonstrate something beyond that. That's what I feels like. So back to the art analogy, the visual art. Now he's using his technical skills to paint something that reflects something else that is a little bit more deeper, more intangible. I can probably find better words for it if I think about it later. So it would be like two portrait artists. They both draw the individual extremely well, and they look exactly like the person. However, the previous performance is like a photograph. It's a perfect demonstration of technique, and it's, relatively speaking, everything is treated almost like equally in importance. This one is more like a Rembrandt. He's at a different maturity level in all dimensions. Emotional maturity, spiritual maturity. This is when he's went from a regular artist who can take a soulless camera, not relatively speaking, to Rembrandt, where he's capturing the soul of the song a bit more. I could not speak to how well he's pronouncing all the words because I don't speak the language. Even in both, that I can tell that there's no you cannot do a better take if you were to take any regular singer, put them in the studio, and then spend 2 hours using the latest technology in autotune and fine-tune the voice. He just does it in like real life. I don't know how he does it all the time. By the way, I love the stage. I love the design, everything. It's a safe, and his suit is everything. It makes sense. It's a safe color. It's blue. It complements the skin color very well, and it reminds me of the Starry Night before, which is really cool. If you look at the painting of Starry Night, right? It's like the first painting. What you should be focusing on is the background. So kind of like his development in singing is that his technicality is no longer the main focus, although it is clearly there. But you recognize that already. You heard him sing so many songs already. Now you're focusing on, wow, it's like there's something else that he's put into the music that is now carrying through. All that being said, it is a little sad that clearly his popularity and the level of respect and admiration and recognition for him in many parts of the world has gone through the roof. And even on YouTube, how many reactions are there for Dimash? How many vocal coaches say that he's best singers, if not the best in the world today? And yet, in more specifically the West, North America, I would say, is the main focus here. He's still virtually unknown outside of some pockets. This leads me to believe that there are two possibilities, or a combination of both. So one is that there is some kind of gatekeeper, and we know that the musical industry in the United States is not the most it's not the industry with the most integrity. Let's just say that, right? And second of all, it could be also a reflection of the culture and what people here respond well to. And that's sad because I forgot who said this idea. A culture can be judged by what type of art and music that it enjoys, that permeates that culture. And judging by the fact that Dimash has already given people all the chances and exposures, that I don't know what it says about US culture right now as a whole. I don't think he's that big in Canada either. I don't know he's that big in Australia either. When I say not big, I mean outside the niche. I know he's huge and many other places, but this is not just a reflection of his music. His music is reflection of the state of the world in some sense. Because his performance is absolutely no reason why he's not a household name. No reason. What singer comes close at that level? Yet, if you look at the most popular singers today, kind of make you question like what's going on. But I'm glad he's finding a lot of success outside of the US. Glad he's finding a lot of support outside the US. The stadiums looks beautiful and he's responding accordingly to his new surroundings and his new maturity. This performance definitely is better than the other. Even though technically it's similar in many other areas, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Like it's a notch higher. It's much easier to discern that difference. Okay, thank you guys for listening to my ramblings and subscribe to this channel. And I'll be talking about just whatever random things that come to my mind, honestly. But yeah, I can't believe he made that much difference in just 2 years. I know he did a many version of this song, but this is probably the best one I have heard so far. Best one. All right, later, guys.